You're standing in front of one person, and they ask you a simple question, and you tell them the truth. Now imagine that exact same question, the exact same lie you could tell, but this time you're standing in front of 20 people, and here's the strange part. The lie suddenly feels easier, lighter, almost harmless. You are not the same honest person in front of a group that you are in front of one person. And the reason why is a little unsettling, because it means your honesty isn't really a fixed trait, it's a dial, and other people's presence quietly turns it. Let's start with what actually happens to you the moment you're in a group. When you talk to one single person, you are completely, unavoidably accountable. There's a straight line between the lie and you. They're looking at you. Only you. If it falls apart, there's no one else to blame, no one to hide behind. It's just your face and their eyes. And that pressure, that direct personal spotlight, is one of the strongest forces keeping you honest. Now, add people, and something quietly shifts. Psychologists call it diffusion of responsibility, and it's one of the most reliable findings in all of social science. The idea is simple. The more people who are present, the less personal responsibility each individual feels. The weight doesn't multiply. It divides, spread thin across everyone in the room. The classic experiments are about helping. When someone needed help and only one person was around, they helped about 85% of the time. But when there were 5 people present, that dropped to around 31%. Same emergency, same person, but surrounded by others, they suddenly felt it wasn't their job. And here's the key. Your honesty works the exact same way. In front of one person, being truthful is 100% your responsibility. But in front of a group, that responsibility gets divided. Some part of your brain quietly reasons that the truth isn't only on you anymore. Someone else could correct it. Someone else shares the burden. The spotlight that kept you honest just got split 20 ways, and a split spotlight is a dim one. But it goes deeper than just responsibility, because something happens to your very sense of self in a group. There's a phenomenon called Deindividuation, and it's genuinely a little eerie. When you're one-on-one, you are sharply aware of yourself, your values, your morals, the kind of person you believe you are. That self-awareness is like a mirror held up in front of you, and it's hard to lie when you're staring at your own reflection. But step into a group, and that mirror fogs over. You become, in a small way, part of a crowd rather than a single identity. Your private sense of, I don't do this, I'm an honest person, gets quieter, and psychologists have found that as self-awareness drops, so does self-control. The internal brakes that stop you from lying, cheating, or behaving badly, they loosen. You feel, just slightly, anonymous, even when people can technically see you. And anonymity is one of the most powerful dishonesty triggers we know of. And then there's the third piece, the one that makes group lying feel almost comfortable. Guilt gets shared too. Studies on cheating found something disturbing. People cheat more when others also benefit from the lie. And this is the part that matters. They feel less guilty about it when the benefit is shared. Your brain treats a lie told to, or for a group, as less of a personal moral stain. Because it's diluted, it's not just me, your mind whispers, we're all kind of in this together. And that whisper is enough to quiet the guilt that would normally stop you. So now stack it all up. Look at what's really happening when you face a group instead of a person. Your responsibility is divided, so the truth feels less like your job, your self-awareness drops, so your moral brakes loosen, and your guilt gets shared, so the lie barely stains. 3 separate psychological forces, all pushing in the same direction, all making the exact same lie easier to tell to 20 people than to one. And this is why it shows up everywhere once you know to look. It's why people will confidently exaggerate a story to a whole table, but quietly admit the truth to a single friend afterward. It's why a person can lie to an entire committee and feel fine, but couldn't look one member in the eye alone and say the same thing. It's why crowds, mobs, and anonymous groups do things no single member ever would. The group didn't change your facts. It changed you. It reached in and turned down the 3 things that were keeping you honest. So here's the uncomfortable thing to sit with. We like to think honesty is just who we are, a solid, fixed part of our character, but the research suggests it's far more fragile than that, far more dependent on the situation, on who's watching, on how alone we feel with the truth. You are most honest when you feel most singular, most seen, most accountable, most like just you. Which means the real test of your honesty isn't what you say to a crowd. It's what you say when there's only one person left in the room.